I'll tell you what, dude. With this this recent swell of immigration that we've been illegal immigration we've been having with our welfare state, it's pretty much buying their votes.
Go ahead and say all of that wild shit online, man. You might need a Dr. Phil if you catch me outside. And I will not apologize if you ain't one of mine, fam. I cannot afford to give a fuck if it was finance.
Everything woke turns to shit.
You know?
Great segment. Did you see that the other day, dude? I was gonna bring that up.
I seen pictures of it, dude. Are you talking about the one in El Paso?
I think that might have been where it's at.
It was just on Sunday. Last Sunday. It's funny. I'm scrolling through the thing, right? It says CNN, El Paso, Texas border, large group in Mexico attempted entering.
Yeah.
And then you scroll down, BBC.com. Frustrated migrants storm border between Mexico and El Paso. And then you scroll down a little bit more.
Thousands of migrants flood. I love how they say migrants and immigrants. I mean, they're illegals. They're illegals. Migrants and immigrants are the people who travel legally. Okay.
Yeah. BPR
Thousands
shocking videos shows more
US
than 1,000 migrants storming border. USAtoday.com. Migrants rush El Paso border bridge, class with CBP, all caps, at border.
Thousands of migrants flood U.S. border.
Border patrol. No, and like, so then it gives you the
many.
Dude.
So many articles, I should say.
After the headline, then it gives you the bullet point to start the story. A standoff between hundreds of migrants and border protection officials in riot gear Sunday afternoon blocked. Do you see the villainization going on here?
Oh yeah. We're evil, they're not, blah blah blah.
So, it's because I think it was Article 40 or 42 or something like that was set to expire that day or the next day. It helped them get asylum or something like that. That was the whole deal behind that, and they knew it was coming.
I mean, it's like a whole crowd. Like the street is full. It's like a whole 5-lane highway, and it's just full of people. It's like they're marching into Salem. You know what I'm saying? Or freaking Selma. What was that? That was what it was called. Selma, not Salem. Salem's
yeah.
Selma. Freaking. This is crazy. But anyway.
Title 42, yeah.
So this is all happening. One, because of Biden's crazy open border policy. And two, one of the main reasons is because of America being a welfare state. And you don't have to be a citizen to get said welfare. Matter of fact, you qualify for more if you aren't a citizen, believe it or not. Trust me, I know. It's crazy. It's insane.
Yeah, it's really fucked up, man. And it incentivized them coming here.
Yep.
Zoom.
That is the only reason why that we get a flood of illegals all the time, is because we incentivize it. We tell you, come here, we'll let you in, we'll make your kids citizens, and we'll give you all kinds of free stuff.
all they have to do is have one child here.
Yep. And we'll give you all kinds of free stuff too. You know,
We'll
and
honestly,
honestly,
get you a house. We'll give you free fucking things.
Here's the thing:
if you don't have to be registered with a husband. That's what they do. Is the women go down and get the free shit and say they don't have any income, but they live with a man that works off the books all fucking day.
Oh yeah.
So they're like, oh, you got 3 kids and you're not working? Well, fuck.
No, they got like 9 kids, bro. They're claiming like 9 kids, bro.
Well, they put like extended families in a household.
Yeah.
You know?
They got like 3 women that all have like 3 or 4 kids, and each of them are claiming all the kids.
Right.
And then all their husbands are working, you know, under the table in the vineyards, you know. And believe me, bro, we used to work at Pizza Hut, dude. Like 70% of our clientele were Mexicans. And every time they opened their wallets to pay, bro, it was nothing but stacks of hundreds, bro.
Hundreds and 50s.
Yeah. Hundreds, and that's it. They didn't even carry 10s or 5s and 1s, you know? That was it, bro. And you know why? It's because every single one of them's got, you know, I've seen it. When Drake's mom and I had that apartment right there across the street from when we used to live across the street from each other, later on, I went back a couple months later because I heard there was some mail there that showed up for us. So I went there to pick it up, dude. I opened that door, bro. There were 5 bunk beds in that room that we had our bed in, and there were like, and then there was more in the back because that little kitchenette had that little sunken area where there was another one back. Dude, there were easily like 8 or 10 dudes in this room, and that was like $450 a month was that rent, you know, something like that, $500. So you know that each one of them is paying like $80, you know, $75, $100 tops in all. Plus they're paying, you know, probably maybe $150 on their car, you know, $200 on their car, but that's it. So they ain't paying nothing.
No, they're not paying nothing on their car. They save up money and they buy their car cash.
Oh yeah, good point. Good point.
You know,
yeah.
You know,
because they're not spending much in bills.
And what a lot of them do,
living together.
A lot of them you see people driving around in brand new fucking cars, you know, like a 2023 fucking GT fucking Mustang, you know.
Which hey,
you're like, how the fuck did you pay for that? How did you get? No, because like 2 or 3 of them went in together and they share the car.
Yeah. You know, I'm not against living 12 people in one house. I mean, if you can do it, rock and roll, save money like that, that's all fine and dandy for me.
Right.
The only part where I have an issue with it is the fact that you jumped across the border illegally and you're here illegally and you're taking money and funding and aid and medical assistance and all kinds of stuff away from actual citizens. And that's what it is. I'm not against any person's nationality. Anyone can move here. Anyone can be here. And once you're a citizen, you are an American in my eyes. And you deserve everything that anyone else deserves, 100%. But if you're not here legally and you're not an American citizen, then you shouldn't get what everyone else gets, okay? I'm sorry. I don't mean to be rude. I don't mean to be sad. But if I just up and took off and just went to Japan and I'm not a citizen, what do you think they would do? Eventually, they're going to tell me to get out. Eventually, like, I'm not going to qualify for things. Like, I'm not going to get a home loan. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, that's just how that is everywhere else in the world.
You're not going to be able to get a job because you don't speak fucking Japanese.
Right? You know? Actually, I'd probably get away with that because did you know that, believe it or not, per capita, there's more English-speaking people in Japan than there is here? And the reason being is because the Japanese are taught English in school. Yeah. Mandatory. So almost all of them do speak some English. You know, not all, I should say, but a lot of them do. And then here learning any language isn't really. They used to say it was mandatory, but it never really was. I never had to take.
Well, English is still required in high school.
Yeah, but they call it English, and they literally just make you learn how to write sentences, dude. I seriously, dude. 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade, it was all the same shit. And I've taken, in the 4 years of college I've done, dude, I've taken like 8 English classes, and rarely do I learn any. It's all how to do research, writing annotated bibliographies, bro. In all 8 of my English classes, that's what my final was. I had to write an annotated bibliography on something. And I'm like, dude, are you guys serious, dude? Like, this is so stupid. Like, why am I still taking these classes? It's the same bullshit. And why? It's just to get you to pay more money. Okay, college is important to a degree. I know that we're going to get on a little tyrant because you walked away. College is important to a degree. I do believe in education. I'm 100% a proponent of and supporter of education, higher education, always learning. If you learn something new every single day, you'll be the smartest person on the planet by the time you die. I'm telling you, because very, very rarely do people learn something new every day. But college is a big scam. They have you do a lot of things like core classes and other curriculum that you don't actually need. And the whole reason is because they can charge you for that. That's what jacks up the cost of college. Okay. And then now a lot of these colleges are just indoctrination camps where they now force these crazy curriculums like gender studies and, radical transgender theories and things like that. Now they force this upon you as a curriculum, and you have to take that as a prerequisite, even though it has nothing to do with your field. And why? Because they're trying to train people to follow what they think, because that is the only way that anyone is going to go into that stuff. How you can't. What's the number one goal of a human being? It is to reproduce. I think we've already had this conversation. Number one goal of any species on the planet is to reproduce. Okay,
a living being. Yeah.
Yes, any living organism.
Well,
even
the goal is immortality. Some would say.
True.
And the way we achieve that is by reproducing.
I will agree with that 100%. A good way to put it. So ultimately, that is now, if you are gay or lesbian or trans or whatever, y'all no disrespect to any of you, because I love everybody for who you are, whether I agree or disagree. Hey, you know what? Actually, gay and lesbian, I totally agree with. Like, those are and bi, gay, lesbian, and bi are actually real sexualities and identities. You know what I'm saying? Everything else is just made up. You want to know the honest truth. And straight is straight, gay, lesbian, and bi. That's it.
Okay.
Anyway,
thanks for clarifying.
Yeah. Anyway, I forgot what I was saying now. Reproduction. Now, if you're gay, you can't just reproduce. You can't. Okay. If you're lesbian, you can't just reproduce. You have to adopt. You have to invert it, right?
And which is cool, because there's plenty of children out there that need adoption.
Okay. But
that's not you.
That's not how they do it normally.
That's not your DNA.
True. But my point is
wherein lies immortality.
Right. Okay. But the point I'm getting at is how would one continue? Let me not reproduce. Let me say continue the species. Let's just say each sexuality is its own species, like an animal. Okay. I know it's not. I'm not trying to say people are people. Just go with me for a minute. Okay. How would you continue that species if you can't produce naturally and you can't just adopt? Go get one of your own, kidnapper or whatever, right? You would train, you would educate, you would indoctrinate, you would teach. That is how they propagate their teaching. That's how the LGBT community continues to live and go, is by teaching others to think the way they do.
Now, I agree with you on that. And just for a point of reference, now, okay, so I was looking at my daughter's in high school, right? We've all went to at least a couple of years of high school. Some of us more than others. I only went for a couple of years, and I got my GED and was done. Anyway, but my point being is, do you remember? See, you're what, 8, 6, 7 years younger than me, so we're borderline different generation. And my point being is,
I'm that much younger. I'm 41. I think I'm only like 5.
Yeah, I'll be 47 this year.
I graduated in 2000, or I would have graduated in 2000. I did get my GED just a few months earlier.
Yeah. So, anyways, my point being, there used to be like a couple lesbians and like a gay dude, maybe 3 of them. Like in a medium-sized school. But now it's like a significant proportion. I mean, not proportion, percentage are, and it just can't help but wonder why that changed. You know what I'm saying?
Because they're being fed it and taught it at younger ages.
That's cool.
Yes.
I mean, back in the day, dude, when I was in like 7th, 8th, 9th grade, my PE teacher looked like fucking Dog the Bounty Hunter. You know what I'm saying? And now it's like Denise Richards, dude. It's a lot different than it used to be.
Alrighty, dude. So
you got some facts for us? Yeah,
yes.
you do.
This is from Statista.com, statistics, American statistics, American adults who identify as homosexual, bisexual, transgender by generation. Allow necessary cookies. So let's see here. Share of Americans who identify as LGBT from 2012 to 2021 by generation. Okay, so we got 2012 to 2021. Let's see here. Traditionalists, so that's 1913 to 45. Okay, they are heavy, sitting under 1% all the time. Okay, then you go up to baby boomers. You got your 1946s to 1964s. The highest they ever peak is 1.9%, and that was in 2014. Okay, right now they're at 0.8%, or that was as of 2021. They're at 0.8%. Okay, let's see here. Above that, you have the Gen X's, 65 to 79s. The highest they peak, 2.6% in 21. Then you have millennials, 80 to 99, and that there is a debate on when millennials and Gen X actually
that's a great.
And then there's also those of us like me who believe that we're our separate subcategory called Gennials, which takes place from about 78 to 04, because we do kind of fall on the cusp between those two. But anyway,
sounds a lot like genitals. I don't know.
Right, I know. So millennials apparently, let's see here, in they steadily climbed. So in 2012 at 5.8%, up into and slowly climbed 5, 6, 6, 6, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, up to 2021 we're at 10.5%. Okay, but that's also, these are some of the people. These are kids of my generation, so they're the kids of the free love, sex, rock and roll, drugs, hippies, lesbian, feminist movement children. Okay, that's who we are. So
well,
that's why
us.
That's why a lot of them were fucked up. Okay, now you get to
their children,
the Gen Zs, right? This is kids born 97 to 02. You got from 15.9% up to 20.8%.
Wow.
So as of 21, and I believe it's closer to 25 right now. I was about to say that. So close to a quarter of all kids.
Is that a 2,000% increase? If you go from 1% to 20%?
Well, I think some. Yeah, I think so. No. 20%. No, it'd be a 200%.
No, that'd be if you went from 100 to 200.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right, 100%, because the one would be 2 spaces over. Correct. Duh, because there's a 0 in front of it when you make it a decimal. So yeah, you're right. You would have to move it over 2 spaces, so it would be 2,000.
2,000% change.
Yeah.
That number is astronomical.
Yeah.
And nobody else is talking about that. You heard this here first on FactYou.
Well, I think our friends over at the Daily Wire have talked about it a little bit.
I haven't heard that number, but I don't watch them much.
Yeah.
So that tip to anybody else that figured it out. But
yeah,
we did it. I did it by myself without anybody else's help.
So this is totally happening here. I'm gonna where's my picture button? Here it is. I'm just taking a snap of this. Come on, fucker. What was I gonna say? So this is totally happening. Kids are getting, because they're being taught it. Because the thing is you have a bunch of adults who either were confused and twisted during the 60s and 70s and just started being gay and homosexual and doing all crazy things, Or they were taught it as age. Now you got adults, whether they're older or younger adults, who are in this lifestyle, who need justification for it, right?
Right.
And
They
don't get it from the average normal adult, but they do get it from children, because children are open and accepting to everything. If you told them you had a unicorn at home, the average 9-year-old would be like, "Fucking really?" You know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
see that motherfucker. Yeah,
dude. Like, right? But if you tell the average 26-year-old you got a unicorn at home, they're gonna be like, "Come on, dude." Like, I highly doubt that. And if you tell the average 40-year-old, they're gonna be like, "No, you don't." And so that's the thing. You have all these people who are trying to get justified for their, with all due respect, how's a way I could word this without sounding too much like a dick,
mental delusions.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say they're like
illness,
gross fetishes, gross sexual fetishes, because with all due respect.
Well, leave out the G word for their sexual fetishes.
Right? Yeah,
that's basically what it is.
That's what it is.
That is what it is. There's no basically
no, it's 100%, about it. That is what it is.
Yes.
I mean, could you imagine if you and I started the annual 69 parade, and it was just a parade dedicated to 69ing? And I mean, that way everyone's being served. It's not just like a blowjob festival, right? Because I know the ladies be upset. But still, so you have big floats with chicks with their legs spread and dude going down on them, and like big blowjob floats and all kinds of things, and posters of dudes and chicks running around pretending like they're doing like butt sex costumes, like the horse costume, but she's bent over in front of them instead of the front of the horse. You know what I'm saying? Like all that shit. People would lose their shit.
Nah, I think that would be much better. I think it would be much better received than if we did like a white dude parade.
Oh, that would.
If we said, "Hey, everybody of European descent, meet up at this fucking spot, and we're gonna fucking march down the street, yelling about how fucking proud we are to be white."
That, like my grandfather, my Papa Barry, God rest him, used to say, that would go over like a fart in church.
I think it would fly like a Led Zeppelin, but yeah. But that's my point.
For those of you who don't understand that
point.
Joke, Zeppelin's the thing that flies in the air. Lead is...
Oh, a lot of people don't know what a Zeppelin is. It wasn't a band reference, kids.
Dude, most kids probably won't even know what that is. I see it sometimes. It drives me crazy, bro. Like I was at the mall here in Springfield a while back, and there were like a bunch of 14-year-old little girls running around, and they're all wearing, I mean, they were almost pristine Nirvana and Pink Floyd t-shirts and shit.
Oh yeah,
dude,
that's
they bought them at the Hot Topic.
Hot Topic, dude. That's what I was gonna say.
Or the Spencers or whatever the hell it is in this area.
They're not concert tees,
No, dude. These things are like, they look new.
I've got
I want to go. I so want to ask, but then again, I can't just approach some random teenage girl. But I really want to ask them sometimes, like, have you actually even listened to any of their songs? What's your favorite?
I've still got.
Who's your favorite member?
I've got. No, don't talk about members to minors, because that's wrong. But
I mean, I guess I could say band.
I've got a
participant.
Yes, I've got a couple concert T-shirts, and my daughter loves them, dude. And I've got Summer Sanitarium, and I've got Willie Nelson. And it's like a special occasion. Maybe I'll let her wear them.
I used to have so many. I don't know what happened to them all. But anyway,
I used to have a lot more, and they all got threadbare and fell apart, dude. From like fucking, because they were so ancient. You know what I'm saying?
Well, believe it or not, washing over time will do that.
Yeah.
Yep.
You wear them you wear them once a week. You wash them 4 times a month, and fucking after like 10, 15 years, dude, they start falling apart.
So let's get back to the beginning of this segment where all this shit just ran from, because what we were talking about was the border.
If you want to know how to iron concert T-shirts, hit me up in the comments.
I believe you do it inside out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like you should wash T-shirts that have printed logos and things on them inside out also.
And also any Levi's if you want them to keep their color.
Yes, that also.
So,
hey, dude, you get all the facts here with us, people. You get all the facts. Tune in next week when I teach you how to sew and Jason shows you how to tie a box knot. You know what I'm saying? Like, welcome to FactYou.
I know how to embroider, dude.
Oh yeah, dude, I can sew. I can totally sew.
All right. So, anyways.
Yeah. So
we've lost in space.
We've totally lost in space. Back to the border crisis. Touch on it. Back to full circle, and then we'll move on. So I mean, we are constantly being flooded, and you've seen the video here. I'll throw it back up here again, of all these people just flooding in here. Because all they want is free shit. They want, you know, and here's the thing. Like, I keep trying to explain. People want to talk about, oh, they're refugees. Oh, they're seeking asylum. Oh, they're fleeing. No, you don't get to leave from one country and travel through 6 other countries to get to a different country to seek asylum. Once you left the country that you're leaving, you're fleeing, you've got asylum. Boom, you're there. Stay. You know, that's how that works. And it's not, and people, you know, when I'm talking about the wall, blah, blah, there's other things, you know, it's not fair to those who are separated by more than just a border. You know, it's not fair to those in Hungary or Bulgaria or China, even though, you know, I'm kind of, you know, I'm anti-Chinese government, you know that. But it's not fair to any of them. They can't just hop a border and be here. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know, that's a good point, because it's not people. It's not. A lot of people think it's Mexicans coming over that border, and it's not.
No, it's a lot more than just.
It's like Hondurans,
Venezuelans, Guatemalans,
a lot of Venezuelans,
Chinese. The Chinese are coming up through there.
Well, that's what they do. They come over and fucking get off in Panama or Brazil or fucking Chile, and fucking a lot of Chileans too. But they usually do it by the book. They're all on that N181 visa or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know, and it's a huge smack in the face to people that like actually spend the money,
wait the time, vet the shit, go through it all, and do it the right way, and actually become a citizen. Who are proud. You see the people who become citizens, like, you know how proud they are to be a U.S. citizen. Those type of people are like, dude, they're like, yeah, you know, they're probably happier than you and I are, you know, like, dude, I mean,
giddy.
That's the way it should be, though. You know, you should be proud to be where you live, and if you don't like it, you know, find somewhere that you would be happy and go.
Well, that's a really good point, because a lot of them aren't. They want to bring their ways and stuff here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
why
like
you
just left Venezuela. Why do you want to make us Venezuela?
Yeah.
You know?
You flee places that you don't like, and then you try to turn where you flee to because you know it's better. You only went there because it's better. So you leave where it's worse. You go where it's better. Then you try to make where it's better what it's worse, because where it's better thinks differently than you. But then again, that's why it's better.
Well, you never see people fleeing capitalist countries into socialist countries.
No, never.
Ever.
Never. You know? Never.
All right.
So, California.
Now,
California.
Let's do the slingshot first.
Okay, yeah. Let's touch on this kid and then okay. So the other day, this 8-year-old little girl was out in her backyard, like picking mushrooms, hunting around, playing, just, you know, being a little girl, chasing butterflies and shit, probably. And this older kid, 17 years old, from somewhere, I guess around the neighborhood or whatever, came and tried to kidnap her. I mean, we can only assume.
No, it was the car.
What?
He came to take the car.
No, he came to kidnap her.
Oh, we're talking about two different things.
Oh, you're talking about the girl who tried to carjack the lady.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's two different things. I'm talking about the slingshot first. So check this out. Hold on, we're gonna get to the carjacking in a second. We'll touch on these two fast, and then we'll move on. So this 8-year-old girl's in her backyard hunting mushrooms. The 17-year-old boy comes and tries to kidnap her. This other 13-year-old boy witnesses it and starts just pulls a Bart Simpson, pulls out his slingshot, and starts shooting this older kid with the slingshot, and gets him to drop the girl and run, and chases him out of there with his slingshot, shooting rocks at him, and save that little girl. There's no telling what that kid would have done. Kids do wackadoo. People do wackadoo things. He could have kidnapped that girl. He could have done all kinds of perverted things, or even violent things, or most likely both to her. You know, there's no idea what could have happened. And we don't know, you know. And I don't know if there's any follow-up behind it. I don't know what happened. But I just thought a few of us out there might like that story, even though I'm not a big gun person. I don't really have guns. I don't really use guns.
Well, a lot of people that don't have guns have slingshots.
Exactly. Exactly.
And bows and arrows.
I do have a slingshot. But I'm not anti-gun. I'm gun supportive. I do believe good guys with guns will save the day. I do believe that guns save more lives than take lives. I've never seen a gun. I come from a hunting family, and I will go hunting. I'm not afraid to use one. I will. If someone invaded the house and there was a gun right there, I would shoot them. Like, I'm not scared. And but I've never also seen a gun jump up out of the corner and start attacking people. You know, it usually needs a mind, you know, and it needs something with a mind to control it to do that, you know. So so yes, I just thought those out there might love that, because here's a perfect example of a good guy with a gun, metaphorically speaking, saving the day, you know. And it's just boom, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, that's all. I just wanted to bring that story up because it was actually a good story. It was almost a very bad story. And because of this young man, and mind you, this boy was 13. That kid was 17. Odds are that 17-year-old could have beat him up. You know what I'm saying? Odds are that 17-year-old was about 1.5 feet taller than him. Because we all seen
75 pounds. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That kid, you know, 17. We've all seen 17-year-olds versus 13-year-olds. You know what I'm saying? There is a bit of a difference. There's a bit of a growth spurt from 13 to 17. So, but that kid, nope, no fear, no care. Saved the girl. I got my slingshot. There's some rocks. I bet he hollered some things too. Leave her alone or something, you know? I bet he did. He probably told that dude, hey, you want another one of these, pal? You know?
I wish I was that good of a shot with a slingshot. I've been hit with a slingshot slug before, dude, and it does not feel good. Not at all.
I wish I was there to witness it, dude.
Yeah.
I would have taken that kid out and bought him like a bike and like some ice cream and
a steak.
Yeah. No, like a foot-long Philly cheesesteak, bro. Like, right, dude. Yeah. I want to have that. I want that kid. I want to bring that kid on. I want to bring that kid on the show, man. If anyone knows who that kid is out there, have him hit me up. scoopdad.leahy@gmail.com. We'll have him on as a guest on the show. I would love that. I'd like to hear what he was thinking and saying. But anyway, that was beautiful. Now, quick story number 2. Ooh, that might be a cool segment we do from now on. Quick stories. Quick story number 2. Over in California, Christmas. What was the name of the town? It starts with an A. The woman's name was Dakota Daniels. I know that. Dakota Daniels Carjacker. Agoura. Agoura. Okay? So, there is a video. I'm going to link to it right here. Go ahead and check this out, you guys. I'll play it while I'm talking. So, here it is. She, you can look it up, Jason.
I'm looking at something different. So.
Okay. Dakota Daniels Carjacker from Agoura, California. Anyway, and what blows my mind too, and I don't mean to sound racist when I say this, dude, but what blows my mind is that it was a white woman that carjacked this other woman. And I say that for a couple of reasons. Number one, white people aren't the majority of carjackers. I'm not saying they don't do it. They're just not the majority of them, for starters. And then the fact that it's a woman, the odds of it being a woman greatly reduces that percentage, you know? So the fact that it was white and a woman just blows my mind.
I did hear about this.
Okay, so She tries to steal this woman's car. This woman has the club. No, she tries to steal the car. She jumps in the car, but the car's got the club. But the lady, Dakota Daniels, does not allow that to stop her, bro. So she just like puts it in drive and like hits the gas and like slams into the wall of the store and then puts it in reverse and then slams in the car. And so she's literally just she can't turn the wheel at all. She's just going back from forward to reverse, and just whatever direction the car's facing when it's done slamming into things, she just takes off in that direction. Bam! 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 And she seriously slams into like, I don't know, 10, 12, 15 cars and almost hits. There's a good almost dozen people just all right there. And
so
then
I'm on the Acorn right now, the acorn.com.
Yeah.
And see, this was the 14th, and it says the woman arrested for attacking blah, blah, blah. March 31st, Mealy, Twin Oaks officer, Agora Hills, trouble with the law, the record show. Oh, all right, so here's what confused me. It says, during the struggle for the handbag, the victim was pulled from her car and thrown to the ground, a sheriff's report said. A club locking device on the steering wheel made the vehicle inoperable. So she was trying to get the bag.
So she was trying to get the bag, it seems like, and then decided to try to get away with the car. To get away.
Half a dozen vehicles.
Dude, I'm telling you, when you watch the video, which we just watched, as you see the video, it seems like a lot more than half a dozen, but maybe that's all it is, dude. But she's slamming into everything. There's someone caught the whole thing on video.
A picture's worth 1,000 words. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, them nuts, boys and girls.
Drop them.
Teabag time.
It's what everybody came for. What you put the kids to bed for. The meat and potatoes, literally. Time for the teabagging. And because we didn't teabag last week, we totally spaced off. First show of the year, and shoot, it's a halfway into the year, you know. We forgot, our bad. So we're going to give you a double feature, double teabagging right here. We're teabagging two things. First off, we're going to line up with old, I used to love it. I still want to. It still holds a special place in my heart. It's my home state. It's where Jason still lives now.
It's no longer the Golden State.
Old California.
California.
Yeah, bro. All right, so they're over there talking about reparations for all the black folks.
They're talking about. So they started this a couple of years ago.
Dude, it's gonna be into the trillions. There, I can't remember. What was it like?
Billions. They're talking about 800 billion, and they're calling it the Sin Bill, according to the Washington Examiner 4 days ago. Excuse me,
dude. And then you got Cory Booker, okay? Cory Bush, Senator lady, I think is what she is. She's trying to talk about on a national scale, you know. And here's the thing that let me ask you this. People do realize that, okay, first and foremost, I don't think there's there's definitely not a single person alive today that was actually a slave. And there's, maybe, I bet it's less than 5 to 10% of the entire population was even alive during the 40s or 50s anymore, you know?
Oh yeah.
You know? Because grandma was born in 33, and she's like 80. What? She'll be 100. No. She'll be 90 this year. Or she was born in 30. She'll be 90 this year. So put that in perspective, you know. So not only would you have to be alive back then, but old enough to be coherent and have a memory. You get what I'm saying? So you're looking at people born in the 20s and 30s at best. You know, maybe the 40s.
There was no slavery.
You know, and there was no slavery. There was like Jim Crow and there was racism. Okay, so there was, but post like mid 70s, early 80s, at the latest, that shit, racism really wasn't a factor anymore, people. It hadn't been a factor. But it hadn't been a factor in decades until of recently. You know?
Yeah.
Do you know how, I'm telling you, it wasn't until I was an adult that race ever really became an issue. I mean, when I went to the joint, you know, race is a bit of an issue in there. But on the streets, it wasn't anything that we were ever really discussed or talked to, like anyone.
Yeah.
Black, white, Mexican, like no one had, oh, you're privileged because of this. You're not privileged because of that.
It was
blah,
like
blah.
Either fuck that motherfucker or that guy's cool.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
exactly.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, exactly. And it's a sad attempt that unfortunately works on weaker-minded people to divide us. You know,
Dude,
you know,
I've been in the car with a black guy where I got arrested and they let him go. You know why? I was up to shit and he wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you were on probation and he wasn't.
that's kind of how that works, people. It's just all about what are you doing, you know?
Yeah.
You know, I've been knelt on by cops. I've been beat up by cops. I've been guns pulled on me. I've been shot. I've had all that shit happen to me, bro. Like all of it. It ain't. There ain't no white privilege there, buddy. I'm telling you. You know. But trust me, I've been sitting here right here for 41 years waiting for my white privilege to kick in.
Yeah.
You know?
It doesn't, dude.
Anyway, that's
So,
what you're saying.
so yeah, dude. You know, just the fact. I mean, ABC News on May 18th. Just a couple weeks ago, so they report a task force has voted to approve recommendations on one of the most significant reparation campaigns for African Americans in modern U.S. history. However, some critics have questioned whether the proposed reparations are sufficient to address systematic issues in the Black community. They want more.
Where is my money?
The task force was established through a bill authored by Shirley Weber, blah, 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 blah. Gavin Newsom signed it in 2020. Oh, their next and final meeting will be on June 29th. So stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Right?
There's more.
Yeah, we'll touch base on that. No, and so here's some things I'm curious, okay? If this all was to pass, who owes what to who? Now, are we going to just pretend that there weren't black slave owners and there weren't white slaves in America during these times? So, do the descendants of those black slave owners owe the descendants of those white slaves money, regardless of where they stand in society? You get what I'm saying?
You know that's not going to happen.
Oh, of course not. Because it's still, you know, but that's my point. It's like, is that how it's going to work? So if you're the descendant of a slave owner, then you're going to have to pay the descendants of your slave owner relative slaves. You get what I'm saying? And then once again, if you're a black slave owner, do you have to pay the descendants of white slaves that you own? Like, blah, 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 you know? Dude, it's stupid, you know?
Well, I mean, that's just as fucking stupid as, you know, they're trying to outlaw Skittles here.
Like the candy?
Yeah.
Why?
They don't want people
to. It's a rainbow?
They don't want people to taste the fucking rainbow. No, it's not specifically Skittles. There's a few other candies, hot tamales, Mike and Ike's. There's some chemical or additive or whatever they use in them, and they're trying to outlaw in California right now, and they're getting really close to doing it. I like Skittles, dude.
Dude, you know what it is, bro? It's a make you straight chemical is what it is, dude.
Anti-gay chemical.
It's an anti-gay chemical, and they hide it under the rainbow so they can help fix you. And some California gay scientists finally caught on to it.
All right. That's what we call it, instant teabag. California, fuck you.
Yeah.
We're not giving up our Skittles. You already took our flavored tobacco, you fucking assholes. I gotta drive to fucking Nevada. I gotta drive 3.5, 4 hours just to go. No, round trip, it's like 6 or 8 hours to fucking get some fucking wintergreen chew, dude. It's fucking stupid.
Dude.
Stupid.
I wonder if someone was like, send you some, would it be like a federal crime now because it's outlawed in California when it's just tobacco?
It's like, yeah, well, I wouldn't be surprised because that's what they're trying to do with ammo. Like, they'll, you know how California has the fucking border checks?
Mm-hmm.
They'll ask you if you have ammo now.
Apparently, I still have like 2 bites over here.
Yummy. All right, I'm running low on my battery. Our second tea bag, just as deserving as fucking California. Target,
bro. What is with this? They throw up rainbows all over you as soon as you walk through the front door, and they put tuck friendly and satanic imaged children, like pride gear, right in the front for kids. Tuck friendly. Okay. Here's something that I don't think people realize about the tucking phenomenon. Did you know that it actually causes urethra damage?
Yeah.
It can cause urethra damage. Now, teaching your child to tuck from a young age will cause urethra damage, and he will have a messed up wang as he ages. But if you're trying to get your kid to chop it off so you can, get some social clout, what do you care, right? It's just disgusting, dude. So, Target got this one guy to design a bunch of clothes on top of the tuck-friendly bathing suit. They got this guy to design some outfits, and this is a guy, and it's satanic imagery. He's also designed clothing for a Church of Satan, I believe is what it was. I love it when your Pakistan thinks you bop it up above your head.
I'm sorry, but, I'm looking at the stock prices for Target while you're talking, dude, and they're down like fucking 3.4%. That doesn't sound like a lot, but that's a lot.
Oh, when you're talking about billions of dollars, trust me, that's a lot of money.
Yeah. 7 days. It's been down 7 days at 1.2.
Bud Light
average.
Bud Light continues to crash.
Yep, Bud Light's down like 30%. Our favorite Jew Ben fucking said the other day that they were down about like 27 or 30% now.
Yeah, they're right around 30. Which good.
I love it. I fucking hallelujah. The people have spoke.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Finally.
Yep. Now I may be mistaken. Let me see if I can do a little fact check on this. I may be mistaken, but I think Target might have pulled that stuff.
That's what they said they did. I don't go to Target. There's no Target.
No, I don't.
There's none around me where I live right now. It's like Walmart or fucking Walmart. But I'm just glad that I heard they pulled that shit.
Well, yep. Target becomes latest.
So they folded though. They folded.
Yep. Target becomes latest company to suffer backlash from LGBTQ plus support, or backlash for the support. Pulls some Pride monthly clothing.
Well, this is Pride month. This is Pride month.
Well, next month we're getting ready to go into it. Next month, June. Yep.
Stay tuned for more because it's gonna be a fucking fun month, folks.
Yep. But alrighty, people. Excuse me. I guess that's all we got for this week. So Jason's headset's gonna die, or else I'd keep talking. And we're right at the hour and a half anyway, so this is pretty good.
Yeah.
But alrighty, mother factors. Till next time. Fact off.
Love y'all.
Go ahead and say all of that wild shit online, man. You might need a Dr. Phil if you catch me outside. And I will not apologize if you ain't one of mine, fam. I cannot afford to give a fuck if it was finance.
Everything woke turns to shit.